Hey out there, guys. It is Thursday. Yeah, I think the 28th of September. And I finished up that plumbing job, bathroom remodel, last Friday. And then I thought I was holding the guy up. I'm not holding the guy up. He's got other issues out there. But I did go back Monday because I had to redo something. I didn't have to redo something, but I didn't like the way it was done. So, yeah, I went back Monday. I took care of that. And then I got paid Tuesday. I didn't work, but I got paid Tuesday. And Wednesday, the owner wanted me to go back out there and help the guys pour their concrete. You know, hey, he's paying me, right? It's not plumbing, but he's paying me. All right. So I drive out there Wednesday morning. I'm the only one there. No one shows up. So I checked a couple things. I had to check the depth or the height of the floor drain for the shower. I was having problems doing that last Monday, last Friday. You know, I've had COVID I started with a COVID about 3 weeks ago, and I'm still not feeling great. And I'm figuring out these numbers on the elevation, you know, inches and man, it's just nothing is adding up. I mean, I'm adding numbers up, and I'm like, it's just not making sense. I went over it, and I went over it, and I went over it, and I go, what's going on here? It should be so simple. I took a break. I came back. I drew a little picture and everything. I go, it's got to be right, but for some reason, it's not making no sense to me. It's just, I'm confused. So that's why I went back. That's why I was there. That's one of the things I did Wednesday. I rechecked it again. And still, I was like, it looks right. But for some reason, it don't seem right. I mean, is that part of COVID? I still got a slight cough, and I'm still not feeling great. Just don't have a whole lot of energy. So when I finished yesterday, yeah, I got paid 8 hours yesterday, but there was nothing to do. I'm not complaining. So I took the day off. I'm going to try to do the motor mounts in this car. I've got the motor mounts right here. There's 3 parts to this stuff, but I'm just not feeling it. So I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look into an easier way to do it. Apparently it's got one in the front, one in the back, and one in the middle, or on the side of the engine, the front of the engine. This front. The engine faces sideways, remember that. So it's got 2 of these and another one, but I'm watching a video on YouTube right now, and the guy, oh man, he's got to drain the radiator, disconnect the hoses, pull air cleaner off, lift the engine, and drop the front cradle assembly. I'm like, what? I'm thinking there's got to be an easier way. Why can't I just lower the cradle assembly, right? Because I don't feel like doing this. I also had to check the oil, change the oil on this car. I did that Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. No, that's nothing. That was easy. That's all I did Tuesday. Like I said, I wasn't feeling good. I basically sat around and watched TV most of the day. Then I had to go run around to pick up my check, and then I was like, oh, let's get the oil and change that oil. So that's what's going on. I need to make some more money, though, because I only worked 2 days this week. I got a guy called me about a shed. Yeah, he wants to know if I know anybody who can put a shed together. I can put a shed together if the price is right, right? Just some extra cash here. Freaking dogs. God damn. Never fails. So let me look into this car, see what I can come up with. Maybe I'll do these motor mounts, maybe I won't. Okay. All right. So, not feeling very energetic, but I'm looking into this car right here, 2006 Chrysler Pacifica, okay? I see the motor mounts now. They're plain view. There's one in the front of the vehicle and one on the backside of the engine there. So the engine's mounted sideways. So there's also one right down here, center. So it's like a 3-point mount. So the one on top's easy. It's right underneath the air cleaner. But the ones underneath, the issue is getting them out, okay? So I'm gonna sit back and think about this and have a cup of coffee. But right now, I'm gonna show you the issue. The issue. Hopefully this camera will pick this stuff up. Maybe I gotta zoom it out a little bit, but no, out. So this car is like a unibody, but it's got this subframe up front, and that's what the guy's calling the cradle. So there's a mount right there. There's a mount back there, and that holds the engine and front suspension together. Transmission. So there's another mount there. There's basically just 4 bolts. I assume the body, when they manufactured this, they just set this down and put the body on top, right? But the motor mount is right here. There's the bottom of the motor, the bolt for the motor mount. There's the motor mount, and it's got a top bolt. And the second one is back there. So it's like, okay, lift the engine, because the bolt's got to come out of that hole. Or lower the cradle, is what I'm thinking. Lower the cradle? I know the guy unbolted these 2 front bolts, but I think he only changed the front motor mount. And then what happens when you take those bolts out? I mean, somebody's got to hold the car up now, because the front suspension is bolted to this carriage thing, and that's it. Lower control arm, McPherson strut with a coil. That's holding the body, right? So that's holding the body. That's pushing down on this. Yeah, there's a bolt right there. Take the bolts out, see what happens. And then maybe lift the engine up a little bit to get this out without draining the radiator and all that stuff. I got a little drip on the oil filter. Is that residual, or didn't I put the oil filter on right? But I'm going to go think about it. I'm going to see if I can find another video, because there's always a different way of doing things. Yeah, there may be another way of doing this, an easier way. Oh, you know, I put the radiator in here. I replaced the radiator not too long ago. Without a manual, I was kind of like, okay, how do you get the radiator out of here, right? You got to take this thing off. I pulled the grill off, and then I still couldn't I got the radiator loose, but I couldn't get it out because it's got like a cross member, I guess radiator support or something. I didn't even think about removing that. That was the last thing. Oh wait, just take that front top of the body. It's kind of it's kind of in there. It's a stamped piece of metal. Looks like part of the body, right? With a couple of bolts that comes off the top and the radiator slides out. So it's like, I don't have a manual for this car. So I was like, oh, you dumbbell, here, just take that thing off. But yeah. We'll let it sit there and cool off if I do have to change or drain the coolant. Think about it. That's what's going on Thursday, the 28th.